Hi everyone, Rick and Christoph here from the React Native Show. Some of you liked the first episode and it shows. So today we're here with our high production second episode that's going to talk about open source and React Native.
So just to get started, if you have never contributed to React Native and you're interested in getting started, if you go to the repo, the React Native repo on GitHub, and you scroll down and you just look at the contributing guidelines, we actually completely rewrote that just a week ago. Hector from our team, who is awesome, who is working on this stuff, wrote a new contributing guide. And this one walks you through, if you have never contributed to any open source project, it will tell you how to clone the repo, how to contribute, what is even a pull request, how to triage issues. So if you have never done it before, read this guide. It's really awesome and it helps you to get started, not just for React Native, but for contributing to like basically anything. But even if you have contributed to before and you're like, oh, I'm not sure what I can contribute to next on React Native, this is a really good guide to get an idea of like things that we need help with. So just to give an overview, we have like a label called Good First Issues, similar to what most projects are doing. So in there you can see, okay, here's a bunch of really interesting projects where we could use your help. But then also, if you'd like to just jump in, we always appreciate people who look at our issue tracker and try to find bug fixes to issues that people are reporting. Ideally, if you are experiencing an issue with React Native, instead of just creating an issue, maybe you could also try sending a pull request with a fix. That is highly appreciated. We also always appreciate people working on pull requests for our documentation. That's something we're currently overhauling, so we really need a lot of help on rewriting a bunch of stuff on our website. And then finally, when people send pull requests, we need people to help review those pull requests. So if you want to jump in, look at our open pull requests, make sure that they have a test plan, and that means that whatever people did to make sure that what they're changing in the pull request actually works, to make sure that people have a description for that's accurate. We also go through our development process and like basically it teaches you everything you need to know to become an effective contributor to React Native. Now, next, I just want to spend a few minutes showing kind of the workflow that we go through at Facebook when we merge pull requests. If you have been on React Native before, you might notice that we always need somebody who works at Facebook to merge a pull request. And that is because what we do, we are Facebook first, which means we actually merge every single change to React Native at Facebook, but also pull requests to our repository at Facebook first. And then once it lands or once it gets merged into our repository at Facebook, it syncs back out to GitHub. And we have some tooling that's actually really cool that I want to show you here. So I have this pull request. The normal workflow is I look through this and I'm like, okay, yeah, this looks fantastic, perfect. And I'm like, okay, thank you so much for contributing to React Native. And then I'll approve it here. This is just a standard pull request flow that you might be familiar with. But then when you look at this bottom of the page here, we actually have a small browser extension where we have two new buttons. So we can actually not merge it here on GitHub. It says import to Fabricator, which is our internal code review tool. Or if you're really feeling lucky, you can press this button to land to FB source, which is our code base at Facebook. And then it creates this window and then it just asks you, oh, are you really sure you want to do this? And then I'm saying, okay, let's land this. And then that starts the machinery to actually get that change merged into React Native at Facebook, and then it syncs it out. The great thing about this is actually that when we merge a pull request into our code base, we always run React Native from master. So when somebody contributes something to React Native, we will run these changes in our Facebook apps first. And sometimes we have to revert some pull requests because we actually realize, oh, there's 1 million users in our Facebook app that are suffering from a bug that was introduced in this pull request, so we can revert it. So whatever you actually see on master is usually the most stable version of React Native because we are testing it at Facebook. All right, cool. And then next, I just want to spend a few minutes maybe talking about numbers. So we really care about making sure that React Native is a healthy open source project and that we can take in contributions that the community is making. So when we started spending a little bit more time on our GitHub repository, we noticed we had 280 open pull requests, and we thought, okay, let's try to get that down to about 50 pull requests, and that was 6 months ago. So you have this gap from 280 down to 50. That's kind of manageable. We made like a small widget, like on Code Sandbox. Actually, Code Sandbox is amazing. So we made this small page where it basically says, okay, here's how many weekdays are left in this half, which is until the end of June, and here's how many pull requests we have open. So it's 28 days left and 70 open pull requests. So an average of 9 pull requests get created per day, which means to reach our goal of 50 pull requests, we actually need to merge 13 pull requests every single workday. So we're not just going down from 280 down to 50 pull requests. We actually get a lot of pull requests from the community. And if you look at this prepared GitHub search that I made, we actually handled more than 1,000 pull requests in the last 6 months. So you might have heard last year React Native actually was the second most active GitHub project of all GitHub projects. And it has a ton of contributors. Out of those 1,050 pull requests, we merged 726. So that is quite a lot. And then, as I said, we currently have 70 open pull requests. We'll talk more about some of them in a future episode. But what I wanted to show really quickly, if you go on our pull request page and you go to the last pull request, the last time it was updated was about 15 days ago. So every single one of those 70 pull requests received a response from Facebook within about a week or two. And in this case, they're just sitting there because we actually requested changes from the person who created that pull request. So we try to be really active on the GitHub repository and try to handle pull requests as fast as we can. And I hope this overview gave you an idea of like how the process works, and maybe we'll see your contributions to React Native soon.